Alright, hello everyone, this is Sir Adrian here, filming the Imperial Russian turn and our current game of Global War 1914 titled Operation Bersaglieri. So we'll go ahead and get right into things. We have 12 IPP to spend. So we're going to spend 4 of those as the tech tree for armored vehicles says we can do once the British, French, and Germans have to pay any missing IPPs to unlock that tech. After that, at any point in the game, any major power can spend the 4 IPP to complete that. So we're going to spend 4 IPP. We're going to complete that. And then for our other 2 tech rolls, while we're here, before we get into purchases, we'll go for strategic bombers, where we need a 7 or higher, and improve logistics, where we need a 7 or higher. So we'll go ahead and roll those first. So this green dice will be for strategic bombers. The purple one will be for improved logistics. So we hit strategic bombers. We miss improved logistics. So strategic bombers moves to stage 3. Then for the rest of our purchases, with the rest of the money we have, we're going to buy a tank and an infantry unit. And in terms of attacks, we're not going to have too many. We're going to have an attrition attack from Karjala into southern Finland. We'll have an attrition attack with 3 artillery units into into Orel Kursk. And let's see, I believe that might be it. Regardless, we'll go ahead and roll those. So we'll do the attrition attack targeting southern Finland on a 1. Nothing. The 3 targeting Orel Kursk. Ooh, close, but nothing. And now that I think about it, we actually do have another attack. So we're going to have our pre-dreadnought that we were able to force through the Turkish Straits the last turn. They are going to move into Sea Zone M11, and they're going to attempt to engage the Ottoman pre-dreadnought that's there, and there's a transport, and sink it. So naval combat in the winter is reduced from 3 rounds to 2, as opposed to land combat, which is reduced to 1. So we have a pre-dread at a 7. He's going to have a pre-dread defending at a 7, and the transport doesn't defend. So we'll go ahead and roll. So 7 left. So we got a 1. So that's a hit. And he's going to get 1 defending at 7. And he gets a 1. Interesting. So I believe what happens in this case is we did get a hit, and he got a hit, so we're going to lose our pre-dreadnought. He's going to lose his, and I do believe he still has the transport. I think for that transport to be destroyed, my pre-dreadnought would have had to have survived that attack. Yeah, I'm fairly certain that's the case. Then it definitely would have been destroyed because it doesn't have a combat value. But I think in this case, he just loses his pre-dreadnought, but his transport is fine. So we'll leave it like that. And if that's not the case, we can always change it after. And now that I'm looking at things, there is an attack I'm missing. We're going to have our torpedo destroyer that's, I completely forgot about off Dutch New Guinea. That's going to move 1, 2, and try to sink the German cruiser raider there. So that'll be on a 1 that it'll be hitting. So roll that. Nothing. And the German cruiser raider gets to respond on a 1. And nothing. So it's going to retreat. And we'll just move it down to see its sea zone P59. So just south of Borneo is where we'll put it. And that'll be it for attacks. And while I'm down here, there actually was a housekeeping item. So when the Ottomans had done their attack here, the submarines were supposed to have a +2 as their modifier. That's what they raid at. So not much changes. It's just essentially, instead of doing 3 damage here, the sub, or I believe Tintin had said it was 3. The subs do, or this one does 4 damage. And the one raiding in the sea zone just south of the Suez Canal does 3 damage. So the Indian Ocean line actually ends where the Suez Canal is. Same with the Mediterranean line. So he couldn't assign the damage to the Mediterranean line. So what he's gonna have to do is he'll still have the 1 IPP assigned to the French. It's just that the British will have 4 IPP that they'll lose instead of whatever it was previously. It might have actually been 4, but it can only be 5 damage total, or 4 damage total, or 5, sorry, in this case, because he can assign 1 out of this 4 to the French, the other 3 to the British. And then, or sorry, no, the Indian Ocean line doesn't cut through here, but he can still assign. So the damage done off Somaliland by this raiding submarine, he can apply 1 to the British on the East African line, and then 3 to the Indian Ocean line. So that'll be 4 for the British. And then the submarine that raided here, that's the Indian Ocean line. So there he's able to apply the 1 damage to the French. And the other 2 damage essentially are canceled out because the rest of this line is already maxed out. Yeah, so the French lose 1 IPP and the British lose 4. And that's something I'll make sure to have updated to the correct amounts and all that in the TTS file. But anyways, this video is getting longer than it should be, so that's it for the Russian turn. Non-combat, we're not gonna have any non-combat. No, I think for non-combat, I think all we'll do is we'll rail an artillery unit and an infantry from Novosibirsk into Buratia. And that'll be it for the non-combat movement. So we'll just go ahead and place our units. The tank, we're going to be building it at the major factory in Moscow. The infantry unit, we're going to place it in Buratia. And we'll roll for our wartime income, because we do get that. So 9 plus our base IPP amount of 4. So 13 IPP is what we'll collect. And that'll be it for us for now, and we'll hand things off to the Kingdom of Italy.